Hello and welcome. This isn't a Warhammer Wednesday video, but it is a video that I wanted to bring you as soon as I got it. This is obviously the Burning of Prospero box game, similar to Betrayal at Calth. So without further ado, I got this small knife that I found. And here it is. So I'll just take this very reflective coating off. Like so. There you have it, Horus Heresy Burning of Prospero. You've got Gygor Fellhand, and you've got Azek Ahriman, you've got the Sisters of Silence, you've got some Space Wolves, and you've got some Custodes, and you've got the Thousand Suns in the Mark III power armour, with some Tartarus Terminators too. That's pretty much sums it up. Nice artwork too. We'll just turn it over. Give you a good look at the reverse. So there you go. So you've got 5 custodians, which are multi-pose, and they have different weapons, so you can kit them out whichever way you want. There are some Age of Darkness rules out there, I believe, and there are also some rules for the Sisters of Silence. You get 5 Sisters of Silence too, and you get 30 Mark III powered Space Marines. You get Gygor Fellhand, and you get Azek Ahriman, and you get the 5 Tartarus Terminators. You also get your 16-page background book, 32-page rule book, 2 profile sheets, 5 double-sided board tiles, 15 psychic power cards, 36 warp energy and willpower cards, 24 dice, counters and templates. So that's a quick sort of look at what you get in the box, and now we'll have a look at the models and things. They've done a similar thing. They've put some of the models on the side. There's the Mark III powered armor Space Marines, but there's 9 there. Then you've got 5 Tartarus. You've got a combination of 2 custodians and 4 sisters, and then you've got 9 Space Wolves on that side. So we'll go through them sprue by sprue. This here looks like Mark III power armor. So does this. Date is 2016 on these. Let's see if I can show you some of the detail. There you are. I love all these sort of layered plating. There's more sort of detail on the reverse than on the front. On the front you can see it's only sort of separated 3 or 4 times, but on the back there's loads of these plates. This mark of power armor was initially for breaching and things, and using it in the depths of space, so it's more of a full frontal sort of power armor. So you've got one of these and one of those. It looks identical. Here we go. You've got some bolt guns. They're the old sort of type. I say old sort of type. They're the ones with these. They look a little bit like flash suppressors, but there you go. And then you've got the heads and the helmets. Look really cool. I've always been a big fan of Mark III power armour. And then you've got the shoulder pauldrons and the chest plates. Absolutely epic. Just lovely to have plastic Mark III. So they're all the same. But in here, that's similar sprue. But this one has a couple of power plants. You've got a heavy bolter there. You've got a thunder hammer, melter gun, plasma pistol, and what looks like a bolt pistol. You got these different magazine pouches, it looks like. You've got these short sort of chain blades. There's a power sword or gladius there. Helmetless heads. You've got a lovely power claw type thing going on there that connects to that, and a power fist, and then sort of a sergeant banner Really nice, that one. And that's replicated there and replicated there. Then we come to the Tartarus pattern Terminators. Looks like there's just 2 sprues for this. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the corresponding sort of right or left leg, just like the custodians. I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to sell this to you in a separate box. So they'll just do that, put it in a box, and that'll be your £35 or so, which is still a fair bit cheaper than Forge World, obviously, and you get more options in a way. You get your heavy weapons, like you've got this Reaper autocannon. You've also got like a Volkite charger, and I think you've got a plasma caster. It just doesn't look all too apparent. I mean, when I look at the instructions and things, I might see it, but you've also got a power sword, and obviously lots of chest pieces. Well, you've got the 5 chest pieces there, and I think you've got a Sergeant 1 on that sprue. You've got 5 chain swords so that you can have them as chain fists. And this one, you've got enough to have all 5 of your Tartarus pattern Terminators with the lightning claws if you wanted. You've got the combi bolters and some more heads, more power fists, and the other legs, and some really nice looking shoulder pauldrons there. And you've got a grenade harness. So that's your Tartarus pattern Terminators, just the 2 sprues for them. Special characters, we might as well. Here he is, Azek Ahriman. Love the pose, love the model, just the amount of detail and sort of complexity that they're putting on these, you know, plastic printed in a way, stamped out miniatures just is incredible. Lots and lots of lovely detailing, and like I said, 3D and, you know, complex geometry on the model. Absolutely lovely. You've even got this here, so you can put this on his base. Sort of looks like a fallen space wolf, I would have thought. But yeah, he's really nice looking model. I might actually just use him as a librarian, but I think I've got enough librarians. Who knows? Then we've got Geigel Fellhand. Here he is, quite a small sprue. I'm not sure whether they'll release him separate. I'm sure they'll release Ahriman separately, because, well, we've all seen the pictures and things of the plastic Magnus coming out, and that just looks so cool having him next to him. But that's sort of Heresy Ahriman, and you've got post-Heresy Magnus, so that might not work. They'll probably need to release a post-Heresy Ahriman as well, but who knows. I really like the pose, and I like the lightning claw as well, with the sort of runes and things on the tips. Lovely combat blade too. Just an awful lot of detail on this model. So Space Wolf players rejoice. And then we've got the Sisters of Silence. There looks to be quite a few spaces in this sprue. There looks to be sort of 3 or 4 leg sets here, and on here looks to be like 2. So you have got 5, but you've got plenty of options here. You've got these really large power sword type blades. I've forgotten the name of them, the rules are in there, but for the review obviously I'll know the names of everything. And then you've got bolt guns, I'm assuming for all of them. It's cool that there's so many flamethrowers in there. It's really awesome. And then this sprue, again, you've got the sort of ponytails, plenty of heads, look, an absolute ton of heads. Again, more flamers, more sort of claymore type swords, or long swords. Bit of a cloak there, cloaks on a few of them. Lovely looking models. Finally, this is, I mean, it's only sort of 3 sprues. No doubt GW will do that and put it in a box. I know I'm giving them ideas, but there you go. You get the bases. I won't rattle these around too much, I'll be very careful, but you obviously get a lot of bases. And then the dice. Crikey, there's so many dice here. It's cool that they've got all of these multi-sided dice now, including the D12 look. Oh, very Dungeon Master. And then you've got your normal D6s and things. There you go. So that's the... And it's nice that they're in red and obviously Space Wolf grey, I suppose. Going back to the models, sorry. This is saving the best till last, obviously. This is the Custodian set of sprues. They look to be different set of sprues. but you've got the 5 sets of legs, and then you've got the opposite legs. I love the weapons. I love the spear. I love the sword with the bolt gun there, as you can see. Banner's really nice. These shields are just fantastic. I love the fact that these are really advanced sort of, well, they are powered armour, really advanced sort of powered armour, in that they don't have a separate power plant. Their power plant systems are built into the armour. You've got the exhaust vents there, so that just goes to show, well, you'd expect that, a few hundred custodians guarding the Emperor, you'd expect them to have some silly armour and silly weaponry, and just be complete units. And again, you've got this lovely sort of icon here, which I'm assuming goes on the banner maybe. These little shields, I suppose. I mean, these custodians are big. They're taller than a normal Space Marine. Another shield there, and the pauldrons are absolutely huge shoulder pauldrons. So plenty of detail, a lot of minute detail. I mean, I would have liked to have seen Forge World do them, and I think Forge World will do special characters of custodians now, and I think they will do, well, you can see the vehicle that's coming out next week at the event. I'd give it a couple of months and you'll see these custodians as a separate set, and the Sisters of Silence, but like with Betrayal at Calth, they'll probably leave it a fair while until sufficient numbers of this box game sell before they do that, just to maximise on selling them in a pack like this. To get these models, you sort of have to spend £100, which is obviously more than if you bought the 5 models for 30. So there you go. I'm definitely going to get a second set, because just having 10 custodians in my force will just be incredible. Here we go. So this is the rules. It says right there. I'll have a look at that. It's got Ahriman on it. A guy called Fellhand. Absolutely lovely, and I love how it's in the same style as Forge World and Forge World's books, with the sort of cream pages with the red borders and the red writing. Just fantastic. Really suits. I wouldn't want it any other way, really. And then here you go. Here's the Legions at War. So this is the 16-page backstory, with a lot of fantastic artwork and some Forge World artwork too, and some Black Library. Really cool backstory for all the units. If you haven't already, I'd seriously suggest you read both the books too. Absolute killer books. Thousand Suns just is immense. I'm not going to spoil it though, but I just would really recommend you read them. Then you get some profile sheets. So you got Space Wolves. It's pretty cool. And then Thousand Suns. So these are their specific sort of rules for this game. And then the final thing in this book-wise is the instructions to build them. Doesn't say how many pages. There's plenty of ways to customise your units. You get some cards. These look pretty cool. Corvidae, Athenian, Pavoni, Raptora, Warp Mastery, all these kind of things. Look at that. Lovely. And they're all in sort of like Forge World Heresy sort of writing too. Excellent. Lovely set of cards. There's a lot there. And then very lastly, you get some baggies, just to remind you that this is an addiction. And then you got these boards things. There we go, that should suffice. I might as well just pop these out. Oh, that was on the bottom. So you've got a Horus Heresy transfer sheet. Nothing else on the bottom, no. And here we go. So these boards, they do pop out, which is probably the first thing I like to do. So there you go, that's one of your gaming tiles. looks pretty awesome. Flip it over. Look at that. It's all sort of cracked and things. It'd be cool just to have a game on one of these, I think. Little kill team game. But as you can see, sort of as the game progresses and things, and you play certain missions, the there's even a head just bobbing about there, look. As you're having games and things, obviously Prospero Prospero does get beaten up more and more and more, and it's reflected in these game tiles. And I think that's a really cool sort of thing that they've done. I mean, that looks lovely just like that, but then obviously now it's all been smashed up. Again, these two have been, that looks brilliant, and so on. And then you've got these, and I think these actually represent like a volcano cannon from firing from a nearby Warlord Titan. So if you're like me and you have a Warlord Titan, might as well just get him on the board. No, I think that's cool that they've added these things, sort of like parts of the battle that are going on while you're playing these missions off screen, and you've got all of these little icons and markers to represent that. It sort of makes you feel that you're part of a bigger war, bigger battle that's going on. So that is the end of my unboxing and overview of the Horus Heresy Burning of Prospero box set. Cost you about £95. If you have enjoyed it, please do like the video. I'm going to try and get my review of the set out for next week's Wednesday, Warhammer Wednesday. I've got something else for you for this week. There's a lot of models for me to do until next week's Wednesday, but I'll try and crack on and build them for you and get the review out then. I hope you join me for that. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor protects.